And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he finds Corey Davis. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Now
back to throw. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. But it looked like the Titans were able to recover, and indeed they will keep possession of the ball. They'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, I don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now here's a throw, and that's Taywan Taylor with it. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. We'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. On 4th down, Mike Vrabel says, let's get 3 out of this. He sends on the field goal unit. This a 43-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Bravo. Watch the slant.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They're going to look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
61. Match. Bye-bye.
They'll look to throw here. Quick hitch, complete. It's Lucas. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Hey, echo. Get it.
He'll look to throw. Going for a right side here, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Ready? 60 outlaw. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check 4. Check 4. Pilot, 64. Weak. Hey, Charlie. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54. Mike. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jeffrey Simmons, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. This a 33-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? you adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
27-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Block 54. Wild Bill. Whip. Watch the whip. General West. Mike 54. You're out. Fair.
Here's 2nd and 8. Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right. Hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
No! Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Come on, D. Go.
They'll drop the throw. Throw left side complete. It's Lucas. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. 54. Block 54. Here we go. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Recon, 132 fighter on the ball. Shoot.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Ready. 18 Gator. He don't know no better. Ready.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Lucas. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 12-yard line. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
2nd and 11. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 13 yards out. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And that's caught by Smith. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on that play for the Titans.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here. Looking here for Smith downfield. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. On fourth down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, fourth down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
54, Mike, 54. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Joker, 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 Joker. Watch that, watch that, watch that. Get it.
They run again with Hunt. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
55. Hey, eat. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Go. You got motion man. You got motion man right there. Mike, 55.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go now. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Here I come! Here I come! Here I come! Here I come! 5! Mike 5-9. Look, squeeze! Switch it. Come on, switch it. A little flare. Hey, Jet! Lee Griffin!
On play action, they'll throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Watch the flag! Motion, pop! 59. Hey, Foxtrot! 59. Strip that ball. Check 59, Mike.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. He's picked off at his own 47. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Ready? 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Let's go.
A first down carry for Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Mike 54. You ain't going nowhere. Go. Mike 54.
He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and react into the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 21. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. Shift.
They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Mike, check. 59. You can't block me.
They'll set up a throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And on now is the punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. This is taken at the 15. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. 2nd down and inches. Uncorks one for Davis. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the fourth quarter, going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard and realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
The offense on third down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. They'll buy some time right. He's going deep for Brown. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. And there will be a break in the action here. They're going to take a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. And an alley to run. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
At the 47-yard line. A 9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see them go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. The open man is Smith. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back to throw. Being chased out left. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down near the 5. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
And the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now Pollard. He'll be upended at the 18. That's a very helpful pickup of 9 after the play began at the 9. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Check 52. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Now Hunt. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 28-yard line.
Break. 54. Mike 54. We ain't giving up nothing today. Fire.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
The quarterback on the keeper. A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13.
Here we go. 10-2 stop. Check pass. Check pass.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the home team here, the great run they've been on can